Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have AI imagining beautiful women in 100 countries around the world, and an Afrobeats Festival in DC strikes a harmonious chord. Let's get on with the show. And let's start the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. In film news, the Emmy nominations for the 75th Emmy Awards have been announced. HBO's drama Succession led the pack with 27 nominations, followed by The Last of Us and The White Lotus with 24 and 23 nominations respectively, while Apple's hit comedy Ted Lasso picked up 21 nominations. In sports news, former champion US boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. was in Zimbabwe to promote the sport a year after making a similar trip to Nigeria. Mayweather landed in Zimbabwe on July the 13th, where he was welcomed and joined in dancing to African drums. The American former champion boxer told waiting reporters that he was excited to be in Zimbabwe and back in Africa after his first trip to the continent in Nigeria a year ago.
It's always great to come back to Africa, the motherland, a beautiful place, beautiful people. It's nothing like coming back, seeing my people. They embrace me with open arms, and I'm just happy to be here.
In other news, Threads, a new social media app from Meta, has reached 100 million users in just 5 days after its launch. The app, which is designed for close friends and family, allows users to share photos and videos and text messages in more private settings than other social media platforms. And now let's get to some music news. The Afrobeats and Wine Festival was held in Washington, D.C. as a first of its kind event that brought together lively rhythms of Afrobeats music, different flavors of wine, all under one roof. Sims Lumami attended the event and has this story narrated by Roger Muntu.
The Afrobeat and Wine Festival held here in Washington, D.C. on July 2nd showcased a fusion of popular Afrobeat music, a wide variety of wines, and delectable gastronomic offerings. The attendees at the event said it was nothing short of remarkable.
What better way than to launch our brand in D.C. than at Afrobeats? So that's why we're here. We are now launching our tequila brand in DC, and we wanted to be here first so we can let people know that Antil is finally in the area.
Some saw the event as a way to connect with their culture.
Well, this is the Afrobeats and Wine Festival. Equivano is the first African and Caribbean rum here in the U.S., so it's important for us to be a part of it. We're a part of the culture. We're a brand that's from Africa. Our brand starts in Mauritius with a rum that's aged 10 years in cognac barrels.
For it to come to Washington, D.C., Afrobeats has been fast on the rise for a while now, but I think it's finally getting that global recognition that it truly deserves. So I'm so happy that we were able to merge Afrobeats in the summer with wine, which everyone loves, and really bring it to the capital of the whole USA.
While the festival goers reveled in the festivities, they also found a way to connect with others, forging new friendships, and celebrating their shared love for music, culture, and community.
Love Afrobeats. I've had most of my friends are from Africa, so this is just something I've always heard. I've grown up with it. So I wanted to come out somewhere where I could drink alcohol and have a good time and experience everything.
The Afrobeat and Wine Festival served as a meeting point for people from diverse backgrounds, fostering an environment where connections could be made that might not have been possible otherwise.
Because we're African. We're all African. Everybody's African. We love to support our communities. My whole brand was just about me being comfortable in my own skin and being around my own people.
Now I said you gotta go on for this one. Come on.
Behind the scenes, the festival organizers and volunteers were thrilled to witness the success of their hard work. Food and wine have always been universal languages, and in the past 3 years, Afrobeat has emerged as the new pop sensation, captivating audiences worldwide.
Just bounce with your friends. Bounce with your friends. Bounce with your friends.
And now to photography. Kevin Hubert founded Senegal's last photo studio of its kind 2 years ago. In its dark rooms, he hopes to rekindle his country's love for film, photography, and the analog process.
For photographer Amy Sarr, a roll of film and her vintage Pentax camera are the best way to capture Senegal's capital city.
I found that Dakar looks great with certain colored films because they really bring out the warm, vibrant colors.
She is part of a resurgence of analog photography enthusiasts in Senegal.
And that's why I think film in Africa can be really great, because in general it's sunny, it's very colorful, and the cities on the coast next to the sea with their reflections and light, I think it's really nice.
Sarr gets her film from the West African country's only studio of its kind. Kevin Hubert founded Le Sel 2 years ago in his apartment. It's a place to nurture Senegal's growing passion for analog through film sales and workshops.
There's a whole identity around the analog laboratory. The fact of being in the red light, seeing your image revealed and appearing for the first time. When you see people's faces, when they see the image they shot themselves appearing for the first time, it's always a treat.
For decades, interest has dwindled in film cameras and equipment, but analog is making a global comeback. According to one study published in May, the market is expected to grow nearly 4% through to 2029. Across Africa, however, photographers can struggle with limited access to film and darkrooms. And that's despite the medium having played a significant role in the continent's post-colonial artistic history. Photographers who developed their works at Le Sel, however, are already on show at some of Dakar's most prestigious art houses. At her solo exhibition, Ava Diallo says the film process is more conscious than digital or iPhone. However, she adds it's important to be aware of the time it takes. As for Hubert, he dreams that Le Sel will one day host such shows. He has plans to expand, including more workshops, exhibits, and an in-house gallery, as he works to rekindle Senegal's love for film.
And let's get to some AI news. An organization decided to see how artificial intelligence defines beautiful women in the world in an analysis of 100 countries. The 7 countries with the most revealing clothes are African. VOA's Sajia Nambi has the story. Beauty is a dominant topic in different cultures, each with their own ways to define and characterize it. Inspired by the diversity of how beauty is perceived differently across cultures, StyleSeat decided to showcase beautiful women worldwide. The solution was to use Midjourney, an artificial intelligence image generator free from their biases.
We're not comparing AI's perception of beauty to human perceptions of beauty. This project was about understanding whether AI could replicate the diverse patterns of beauty as interpreted by humans worldwide.
In an analysis of 100 countries around the world, the 7 countries with the most revealing clothes are in Africa.
They were all slim and put together, right? A lot of the images had women who were in relatively conservative dress. Only 14 of the pictures had women wearing skirts, right? 86 of them were wearing pants. 58 of the pictures had women wearing patterned clothing or accessories. And also the images had a spectrum ranging from bold outfits to minimalistic.
The results also surprised Kayel Pascal, Angolan model and stylist, who says that the report reflects some human tendencies.
I would say that artificial intelligence is getting smarter and smarter. They're all slim, they have smooth skin, it's perfect, and humans are not perfect. But the same humans are moving to that artificial side. When we take photos for Instagram or Facebook, we apply filters. That changes our features. The way the world is now, considering our mental health, my fear is that some woman will look for that artificial side that doesn't exist. We can already see that with plastic surgery.
And now let's get to some more sports news. The 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup has kicked off and 2 African teams are looking to make their mark on the tournament. Zambia qualified for the tournament for the first time, while South Africa will be returning for the second time. Here is a look at what both teams will bring to the tournament.
South Africa will play in their second Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand on Sunday, July 23rd. Known as Banyana Banyana, the team are still searching for their first win at the showpiece event following their 2019 debut. South Africa won the 2022 Women's Africa Cup of Nations with a 2-1 victory over Morocco, but the squad had a dismal run after the tournament, winning only 3 of its subsequent 9 matches. Banyana Banyana are led by longtime coach Desiree Ellis, a former national team player who steered the team to the World Cup 4 years ago and several Cup of Nations finals.
We're not naive, but when you go to a tournament, you want to do well. I think the first game is the most important. We have to get a good start and get a positive result. The president has said, that we need to try to get out of the group stages. So we're working towards that. We know it's not going to be easy, but we have great belief in the players. We have great belief in the team. And we're working towards that, but it depends on that very, very first game that we play against Sweden. I think that's going to set the tone for the rest of the tournament because it's always that first game that either puts you on the back foot or gives you that go, and it's really important.
The Africa champions will be in Group G, where they will play Sweden, Argentina, and Italy for the first time. Looking at Zambia, Barbara Banda will be allowed to captain her country in its Women's World Cup debut and continue a promising soccer career that was thrown in doubt when she was excluded from last year's African Championship in a sex eligibility case mishandled by authorities. While officials blamed each other, Banda was forced to sit out the tournament and endure unforgiving scrutiny about her gender for no apparent reason. FIFA says the 23-year-old Zambia forward, her team star player by a mile, is eligible to play at the World Cup. Football's governing body has never questioned that she's female.
Of course, she's got the chance this time to show the world that she can be the best, just for qualifying to this World Cup. If we go as far as the knockout stage, I'm sure people will be able to know her very well.
Zambia's build-up to the tournament has been overshadowed after the head coach was accused of sexual misconduct, a report claims. According to an article in the Guardian newspaper, Bruce Mwape was accused of coercing players into having sex with him if they wanted to keep their place on the team, according to the report published by the British newspaper. Other Zambian coaches and officials were also accused of sexual misconduct and investigated, including the under-17 girls team coach, according to the paper.
Thank you so much for watching VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voaafrica.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.